Let's move on to property, because this is a big one. The property downturn has well and truly gone national now. Values falling again in July. Major cities, Brisbane and Adelaide, now joining Sydney and Melbourne with major falls. Tanya, you wanted to call this market with your budget. Are you happy with what you're seeing right now?
Oh, there's never been a better time to be a first home buyer. Not in my lifetime has there been a better time to be a first home buyer in Australia. I'm so happy to see more than 260,000 individuals and couples have made use of our 5% deposit. That means probably 250,000 households or more that would not be in a home of their own if it wasn't for the backing that we're giving first home buyers. But we're also investing in affordable rental and affordable community housing and social housing. We're investing in a way that makes life easier for people who want to buy a home of their own. That is the great Australian dream. And I'm so proud to be part of a government that is helping a generation of first home buyers into the housing market.
But Tanya, is there a problem here that the top end of the market is going down? You know, Sydney, Melbourne, and now Brisbane is falling. That first homeowner market across the country is actually going up a bit. Is that what you wanted?
Oh, we want people in a home of their own, and that's what we're seeing. We're seeing at auctions right across Australia, first home buyers bidding for a home of their own, and I think that is fantastic. You know how hard it is to save a 20% deposit if you're paying rent in Sydney? It was impossible. We were locking people out of the housing market. Now they've got a shot at doing what their parents and their grandparents took for granted. I think that's amazing. And I think there's a generation of young Australians who are feeling this enormous sense of relief because they thought they were going to be renting forever. They're feeling like it's possible for them now to afford a home of their own. I think that is really important, not just for those individuals, but for our cohesion as a nation. Like, we made a promise to Australians that if they work hard and they save, they'll be able to afford a home of their own. We're keeping that promise.
And now
as
the
a
market's
government,
going
we're
down.
keeping that promise.
So that's the aim.
Well,
yeah.
you know, Nat, you know what?
Yeah, well, that was the aim.
Tiny movements. You're talking about you're talking about tiny movements that are more influenced by interest rates than anything else.
Yeah.
And you are really, take a deep breath. You know, people buy a house, they keep it for 7 years, 10 years, or 30 years. You know what? If you're a first home buyer, this is the time that finally we have kept our promise to you as a nation, that you will have a piece of our prosperity as a nation.
Tanya just said it's never been a better time to be a first home buyer. I mean, this.
Not
I think
in my lifetime.
kind of starting to pinpoint. We're starting to pinpoint exactly why this government is so out of touch with people. Because that's not what I hear from young people.
To help first home
inflation
buyers,
is through the inflation is at. Hang on, inflation is the highest in the developed world. Our interest rates have been the highest in the developed world. Great Britain have just overtaken us briefly. How in the hell can you sit there and say this is the best time to be a first home buyer? Economic conditions are very tough for people.
Growth is strong.
Houses aren't even selling.
Growth
I mean,
is strong.
no one
Unemployment's low.
benefits. First home buyers, no one benefits if no homes are being sold or very few are being sold. First home buyers included. We have a lack of confidence in the property market, a lack of confidence in this government's economic performance in the Australian people, and that's why it's tough for all Australians, including young Australians who want to own their own home.
Okay. Look, I think we'll leave it there. Thank you very much. Both had your say. We'll see you next week. Here's David.